everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing a Watcher of Realms. For today's video, of course, we have to talk about the summoning calendar. Should you summon this weekend, or should you skip and save for those anniversary events? Alright, so I'm gonna kind of go in order, I guess, of the events coming out. And the first thing I'm going to say is that when it comes to FALCIA, this is not a 100% skip. Absolutely not. I don't think anyone should tell you 100% skip FALCIA. That's silly. The only people that should maybe skip FALCIA are people that, I don't know, don't have any summons at all. But you know this game, guys, by now. If you're an active player with all the events that are happening too, and just the rewards from everything, and we know they're going to give a ton of rewards with the anniversary event, it's not hard to get 200 summons, because you're going to have like over 100, then you're going to do your summons, and then you're going to sell your rares and get more diamonds, and be able to do more summons. So, FALCIA might not be better than Sun Wukong or Kagiri, but is she the next best limited? Maybe. Are Northerners going to get better? Yes. Elder is getting a buff that's already been confirmed, and he's already got a good Lord bonus with her now. I actually have a video coming out later today, which is why I timed this, or no, sorry, it'll come out tomorrow. So you should not summon on Thursday though. We gotta wait till Friday. So I'm gonna put my video about FALCIA in-depth character showcase on Thursday. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I digress. FALCIA is also part of the esotericist faction now, which is just amazing, especially if you have Nastia to go with it and you're using the poison meta. You could throw her in as a swing damage dealer that's both magic and physical damage. She's going to very easily be your main DPS if you're still trying to get Titanic Ruins max chest for Apocalypse 2. Very easily your best DPS. I promise you, I've seen it. She's great. Now, are there a little bit of caveat? Like, is she best with Awaken 3? Yes. Should you pull for a crazy amount of awakenings and like go all in? Maybe not. But is she worth trying to get at least one copy of, whether you have her or you don't? Kind of. So I would say if you already have FALCIA Awaken 3, I wouldn't stress the next two awakenings. It's not a big deal. It's only when she's shielded, whatever, who cares? Which is good if you're in a Northerner team, but still not needed. So if you don't have FALCIA Awaken 3, 100% pull to get the guaranteed copy. She's going to be good. And I'm sure content creators are going to be saying, I told you, like, or like me, that are like, guys, just get one copy at least, are going to be saying, I told you so, as they continue to make all of the factions stronger. Northerners are getting stronger and stronger. They've introduced some pretty cool heroes, and don't forget, Valkyra, Ardea, Li Bu, Cassiel is a top tier boss killer as well. They all are included in that Northerner faction, and when Elder gets a buff, you guys are going to be wishing you had a FALCIA built alongside him. Now, she does really thrive with her exclusive artifact, of course. That's very obvious if you just read that. It's very good. So we're, of course, going to get a copy from the event, so I'm sure that is going to be a given. So should you summon for FALCIA? Yes. But you should wait till Friday so you could pity swap. Now, the pity swap conversation especially is important because of this guy right here. So summoning for Beelzebub and Beatrix is already something that a lot of people would want to do. Beatrix is used in some really hard content now. She's fantastic, actually. And she's kind of like the cultist mage summoner version of an Idril, where they're just Dream Eaters go all over the place. They're pretty cool. They can go the entire battlefield, and it's amazing. I would love to have a new account and get Beatrix as my first legendary. I would love that, honestly. But Beelzebub is becoming so necessary in a lot of content because as stuff comes out, like we saw a teaser for some content immune to all CC effects except slow. Slow has been so key for a little bit of crowd control when other CC effects do not work. Plus, of course, he brings the buffing and protection for other cultists. He brings the inspiration, you know, the vulnerability magic damage as well. So good. Beelzebub has just become a key meta hero if you're using a cultist team. So if you are going to summon on the FALCIA banner, and you know you can have like 150-ish summons, I would say, then you're going to have plenty to do a pity swap because you'll sell rares, get more diamonds, be at a pity swap. So what I'm talking about, the TLDR for that is you pull on this banner and you don't hit a guaranteed pity. Not for her. I mean, just for the amount of legendary, like before hitting a normal legendary pity. So like if it's after 180, the chances are better. So don't hit more than 180. So like if you, unless you're 0 at pity, fresh off a pity, go to exactly 180, stop. Come to this banner, pull until you get a legendary, even single pulls to make sure you're not wasting. Then come back and finish off this banner. Now, if you have a ton of summons and pity swapping is going to be very comfortable for you, let's say that's assuming you pull no other legendaries. If you pull a legendary along the way, and you're like, well, the pity swapping is messed up, it's not. So let's say you pull a legendary at like 100 summons in and it's not FALCIA, and you're continuing to pull on her banner to get a copy of her. Stop at 199. Then come here, pull until you get a legendary if you have to hit another pity, and then come back and pull one summon to get a cheap FALCIA. That's the way pity swapping works, is these two banners are going to share the same pity count. So you can take advantage of getting the most legendaries possible and hope it's a great one like the characters on this banner. And the only thing that changes is if you get FALCIA earlier than 200. So then you can, of course, cannot pity swap because you could only get her once. But yeah, I don't think people should go crazy trying to get her A5. It's not like that. But you should absolutely get one copy of FALCIA. This game is generous when it comes to the amount of summons they give. I might not be a fan of some of their summoning banner practices lately in their stacking of events and or lack thereof over the past couple months, but it is a generous game with the overall amount of summoning currency you get compared to a lot of games, so you're always able to summon pretty heavily. Now, we know that another week away, we're starting anniversary stuff, so if you're very strapped and you're a very slow player, and you just don't have that many summons, should you maybe save? That would be okay. Like, if you're very strapped for summons and you don't even think you can hit a pity, then don't try if you can't guarantee it. But I don't see how anyone couldn't get a pity unless you're literally broke right now because you just started playing the game like yesterday. But even still, the earlier you are into in a new account, the more summons you're going to get from clearing campaign and all sorts of other content. First time bonus rewards are pretty generous, and so are the campaign ones. So yes, you should summon. I still say yes, you should summon this weekend. The only people that should not pull for the FALCIA banner are people that already have her Awaken 3. That is the should you pull no answer. Okay, on to the Ancients. Should you summon? Absolutely not. Just don't even look at this. Alistair is great. I would personally love to get some more copies of him, because I still use them in my Praetus teams a lot of times. However, there's so many more Arbiter options now that you don't need necessarily an Alistair, especially if you also have Ingrid. But there's just so many more options to play with in an Arbiter team that he's not necessary for a top tier damage comp now. So I wouldn't stress it, especially if you got Cassiel as well. There's lots to choose from. He used to be like the best other option for DPS alongside Praetus, but there's more choices now. And Morrigan is a amazing lord, and cultists have really risen to be amazing in so much content, and she is the best choice for most of that content, unless you want to use a demi for the anti-heal, but still, she is the great lord to pair with all these crowd control heroes. But she's on the normal banner. You can pull her with an Ascent summoning banner if you only have a few legendaries left that you're missing, and she's one of them. It might be her. And let's be honest. No one, I think I'm gonna strongly say this every should you summon up until it happens. No one should pull any ancient summons until they release the new tactical mastery heroes that can swap positions, the new class of heroes, because we can assume there's going to be special ones. I think it's safe to rather be safe than sorry. Let's assume they're going to be extra special and include some ancient summoning. And what if all of them are ancient exclusives? I don't actually know if that's the case. Probably not. Hopefully not, because it's just a new class of hero, but maybe. Maybe they're so special that they're all going to be ancient exclusive. I actually don't know because I did not see on the test server the details of those heroes when they were briefly added. But they have been re-added, but I did not look yet because I didn't want them in my head because we're not supposed to talk about them yet. So I'm trying. I don't want to know. I don't want to know yet because then I'm accidentally going to say something. But what I do know is that they're OP just in the idea of them alone. They can move, they're gonna be special, which means they're gonna include ancients. So I think even if they do an amazing banner that sounds super tempting, I can't see pulling until they come out. You're gonna want to have a ton of ancients saved. Do everything you can to get ancient crystals along the way. My count of ancients is already back at 54, even after summoning for Iovar, because I bought a pack after that. Because I knew that, like, all right, things are coming next month. I'm going to buy the bundle from Smile 1, which is what I did. And I purchased a bundle to get, like, the 25 ancients and the 3 ancients. I purchased those bundles, I did. So, no shame there, because I said I wasn't going to purchase for the Iovar banner specifically, because I didn't want to waste a purchase and possibly just get a dupe Torador. I wanted to have a higher chance that if I got a Lord, it was going to be Iovar. And that choice was split 50-50, which is why I did not purchase. But yeah. That is my thought on Ancients. It's don't pull until those new heroes come out. That's just period. That's the advice I'm going to give. And my advice, again, is going to be, don't let us say, and I told you so, that you should have pulled for FALCIA when you guys are skipping, when Elder gets a buff and she's even more widely available. Now, again, still not better than Kagiri and Sun Wukong yet, at least. However, does she need to be? No. Like... Sun Wukong and Kagiri are not the only answers. You can definitely do most content, especially amazing boss content, with someone like her. And again, stay tuned to my FALCIA Hero Showcase, where I'm joined by a viewer who has been on the channel before, while we showcase his FALCIA in action and show her impressive numbers with just mostly using Elder as the Lord before the buffs.